And that one given up. Woolston through contact, coming down. Steal and finish. Count the bucket good and the foul called on Gray.
Deseret News Rewind is presented by Heidemann & Associates, a full-service law firm dedicated to winning for you. Call them now for a free consultation. Welcome in Deseret News Rewind. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart, as always, presented by Heidemann & Associates and brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard.
Yeah, and just a reminder, if you have any sort of legal need, might be personal, might be business, might be whatever, call the experts at Heidemann & Associates for a free consultation. Tell them Deseret News Rewind sent you. 801-754-4240.
Now, one of the things they take care of, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, a lot of other people much more qualified.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen in life. Heidemann & Associates, one of the things they do take care of are living will and trusts, and you just don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. And it's been a week we've held our loved ones a little tighter, a little closer. You think about that stuff. Give them a call. Yeah. They'll take care of you. Justin's going to be taking care of my family. They'll take care of yours as well. And also that Utah Army National Guard, they've supported us all year. We support them. It's more military service, but taking care of your future. If that's college, great, up to $20,000 in tuition assistance. If it's about moving up in your job, even better. Yeah. Up to 150 job training opportunities and up to $20,000 in signing bonus if you go check out the National Guard at nationalguard.com. All right. Serious stuff out of the way. Let's talk about basketball, shall we? Our opening statement brought to you by Heidemann & Associates and the things we learned this week. And Dane, you got to see a team we want to see in person, and that is the Lone Peak Knights. Coach Nancy Warner done a spectacular job. Nancy Celius, time at BYU, things like that. But what a great job she's doing this year with her Lone Peak Knights.
Fantastic job. And they had a big game this week. I mean, Skyridge, we talked about that last week, had in my opinion, surprising loss against Pleasant Grove. And, they had to bounce back going to Lone Peak, and first place was on the line. Skyridge needed that win to create a tie atop the regions. We cycle through the first go in region play. This was Lone Peak, and the defense was so impressive, Dusty. They shut down. How about this? We talked about Skyridge, right? And that Skyridge offense so dependent on that three ball, such a critical component of their offense. They did not have one shooter make more than 1 3 in the game, Skyridge. That's what Lone Peak did to them defensively. And then you have a young lady like Mikhail Easton stepped up. She had 16 points in that ball game. Conley went for 14 and 13. There's a lot of weapons for this Lone Peak team. Their defense is really, really good. Blackham had 17 for Skyridge in the loss. Nobody else scored double figures. They shut down Melling. They shut down Holland. It was a tough go for Skyridge offensively to try to generate points. And don't look now, but you have Lone Peak, atop Region 4. And I asked Coach Warner, hey, how's the team handling success? Or do they feel satisfied? Or are they still hungry? She said, oh, no, this is a hungry group. This is a really good team. A couple of young freshmen we had a chance to see. The future's bright for Lone Peak basketball. Coach Warner doing a heck of a job. And they're atop Region 4 right now with a nice separation between they and second place.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's fun to watch that girls program continue to grow, right? It's been a boys basketball juggernaut, as we all know, for a long time, and it's been a good build here.
And they've had some nice postseason
run,
an upset or two along the way, right? But to have that success in the season, it just feels like there's a program taking that next step and continuing to build.
Absolutely. And other things we learned, well, some things don't come very easy. Syracuse girls got pushed tonight against from Weber. I think another surprising loss, Harriman lost to Jordan this week. Whew. It's a shocker when you look at what was going to happen in the top of Region 3. Yeah. But you can't just take anything for granted.
Yeah, I mean, Harriman had beat Copper Hills and feeling really good about life. And then, Thursday night, that score comes in. It's like, what? And how about the digs? Hats off to Jordan on pulling a huge upset. I think Harriman was number 3 in the RPI at the time and able to find a way to beat them. And, it's the way that Region 3 is. It's the way that Region 4 is. There are no nights off. You just got to come to work every night. And if you don't, you might find yourself on the short end.
Yeah, very, very interesting. All right, let's go through our regions and kind of recap what happened this week. And Fremont had a game against Davis earlier this week, and they just keep I was there for that when I saw this one, and just keep rolling right along.
Yeah, they do. Gardner had a big game, 23 points in that one. And, it sets up a big game this week. Syracuse, boy, they had a tough win on Friday night against a gritty Weber squad. Syracuse got it done there. Game out. Their only loss in region play is to Fremont. They make that trek on Friday. That's going to be a really good matchup in Region 1, likely to determine the region champion. Syracuse has to win that game to force a two-way tie right now.
How about Region 2? You think it might have gotten a little murky with Taylorsville beating Hunter last week, 56-54. This week, Hunter goes 2-0, but they are at the top of Region 2.
Yeah, Taylorsville got a nice win over West Jordan this week. Remember, we thought that West Jordan team was going to be one of those top teams. Taylorsville beat them. Huntington had 17. DeYoung 14-9. How about a win for Granger this week over Cypress as well? Caitlin Olsen 14-7. Ahio, I think is how you say it. I might have gotten that wrong. 7-9 in the win for Granger. The Lancers, a bit of a sleeper in that Region 2, but Taylorsville playing really well right now.
Well, we kind of preface this a little bit. Region 2 is kind of crazy. If you're not 4-2, I'm sorry. Jordan's 2-4 after that big win against Harriman, but everyone, Harriman, Bingham, Copper Hills, and Riverton, all 4-2 in Region 3.
I mean, just a jumbled mess. And I think Bingham, Copper Hills, I think they played tonight, if I recall. Could be wrong on that, but I think.
It was last night, and Copper Hills got the win.
That's right. I saw that this morning.
We'll talk about that.
And Coach Morley, you're welcome. I actually thought about trying to do that game, but I don't know that Copper Hills girls have won a game when I've been there. So I was like, Coach, no, I gotta throw him a bone here. So Coach Morley, you're welcome. And Bingham, I'm sorry, I couldn't help you out and help you go 2-0 against the Grizz this year.
We'd have been there for both of that.
We'll be there in the playoffs in case they match up. So
that's right. Just a reminder, we'll be at Rice Cycles at the Huntsman Center for all the games up at the big house. Region 4, we talked about Lone Peak and everyone else up to that. 3-2 Westlake, surprising 3-2 Sky Ridge, and then 3-3 American Fort.
How about a win for Westlake this week over Pleasant Grove? Pleasant Grove had that nice win over Sky Ridge. You start thinking, oh, here come the Vikings, maybe in Region 4, and then Westlake gets them 46-43, a 14-8 fourth quarter for the Thunder. Susan Fano had 17 as Westlake pulling out a 3-point win and creating, again, that separation for Lone Peak.
That'd be interesting when all the RPI continues to come out and how the rankings will go and what that'll mean for the home sites as well. All right, into 5A, how about the Farmington Phoenix just continue to... What a second year in the athletic department of the Farmington Phoenix. Football team gets in the tops of the RPI. The boys basketball team, we'll talk about them in another video. Go check that out. Got a win over Bountiful this week. But the girls, 6-0 in the top of Region 5.
Remarkable. And, Viewmont right now in second place in that region. That's going to be a real fun game when that one comes around. Viewmont had a nice win this week over Box Elder. How about this? Viewmont was down 19-11 at half against the Bees. They have a 16-8 fourth quarter. They go on a run in the second half in general and pull that one out 42-36. McKay, 16-11 in the win for Viewmont. That Viewmont-Farmington game, folks, look out for it. Going to be a fun one.
And Highland, they lost a couple weeks ago. Yeah. They're 9-1, the top of Region 6, and a nice win this week, 52-47 win over Skyline. And how about this? The win tonight against Murray, only give up 19 points.
Wow. How about a double overtime win against Skyline for the Highland Rams?
You're right.
We had a note last week, right, against Olympus that Blank had only scored 6 points in that game against Highland, and our thanks to our Highland fans for reaching out and letting us know, Blank played the whole game. It's just Glasker played defense. So, the leading scorer for Highland, also one of their better defenders, Kaija Glasker. Watch out. I think it's Kaija, actually.
Yeah, Kaija Glasker.
Yeah. Watch out. Highland, atop Region 6 by themselves, and that's with the defending state champs in that region in East, who had a couple nice wins this last week. Falatea, she's starting to find her scoring rhythm of 30+. But, Highland right now, the team to beat in Region 6.
Big game coming up this week for them. The return game.
Yes, it is.
Against Hillcrest at home. That'll be interesting to see what happens in that one. Region 7. Hey, we're sitting at Lehigh.
Yeah,
and Lady Pioneers. Got to meet a couple of the best players.
You know who we met today,
Met the twins, as they say.
Macy and Madison.
Macy and Madison, it was great meeting them. Great young girls and very confident as well. But how about Lehigh continues to roll right along. They took care of Orem and Alta this week.
Yeah, in fact, that Orem game, Dusty, they won 44-31. That was the lowest point output by Lehigh this year.
That's because Orem wasn't going to let them do what they did last time. Right?
Which is scored probably 90 because that's the pace that they've been going at. Macy only had 12. Galliai went for 11 and 13. Much better defensive effort by Orem this week, but Lehigh still with a double-figure win, and they are, so impressive. Yeah. We are looking, Lehigh fans, for a date for the Lehigh girls basketball team.
Well, congratulations on a great start to the season. Timpview, Coach Dorius, Dorius, continues to go right along. 7-1, the Timpview T-Birds, after a rough start. We talked about it last week, and I keep saying it. They keep bouncing back, and another good week this week.
Yeah, but they've got a big week this week because they will host the Lehigh Pioneers. That game set for Thursday. That'll be a good one at the Thunderdome. We're looking at it, but yeah, that will be a big game in Region 7.
Region 8. How about this? This feels like old times. Springville and Maple Mountain both tied at 8-1. Salem Hills still right behind them at 7-1. Those two teams, Springville, Maple Mountain. I mean, that is the home of girls basketball in Region 8.
Yeah, and Springville with a nice overtime win this week against Spanish Fork. Hollinger had 17. Deed had 16. I think I'm saying that name right. Lauren Deed. 62-56 to win over Spanish Fork. How about Salem Hills had a big win this week against Payson. Savannah Guston 20-8 in the win. Vitahi 17-7. The top of Region 8. So good.
It is. It really, really is. All right, let's go to the best of the rest. Brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard.
You know what I got for you?
Don't you dare take it.
I got records. Is that what you were thinking?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. I got records for you. How about Grantsville? Big win over South Summit. But the night for Mason White, folks, a school record, scored 37 points, 13 rebounds. Mason, heck of a night. Congratulations on a new school record for Grantsville.
I hear a fight song. Cheer for old Carbon will win. Our girls basketball team always comes through.
Good week.
They always come through. Been this way since Don Gressman took over that program in the early 90s, and Bruce Bean, and now Ted Bianco, BIANCO, has carried the torch. Addie Sacamano, 17 points on the night. McKenna Blank, she's had a lot of good sisters go through there with 10 points as well. Jordan Bianco had 6, and Deanna Morley had 6. Good job. Just taking care of business there. And it was at Carbon, defending home turf there as well.
Good one.
Yeah.
How about this one, Dusty? Wasatch Academy had a lopsided win against Freedom Prep. But how about the night for Olivia Jesse? 16 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 assist away from a triple-double. Oh, my goodness. Big night for Jesse and the win for the Tigers.
The lady almost messed it up. The Reds, big win this week against Desert Hills, 58-53. 3 players in double digits, but they were led by Macy Torgerson, had 19 points. Japrix Weaver had 16, and Samantha Johnston had 12 and knocked down 4 threes. She and Weaver both hit 4 triples.
North Summit. Got to give you the Kennedy McQueen update, right?
Yes.
62-48, a win over Rich. McQueen, 24 points, 6 rebounds, but it was a night by Gracie Patterson, 18 points, 15 rebounds, and a solid win for North Summit.
We keep updating you, Ridgeline Green Canyon girls basketball, and it was Ridgeline staying unbeaten, 61-50 win over Green Canyon, as it was Emma Anderson, 20 points, 11 boards. She and Braylee Jenks had 17 and 8 assists on the night, leading the way for Ridgeline over Green Canyon.
Yeah, we were actually looking at doing that game, but sometimes, unfortunately, you don't get what you want, right?
Yep, it's what the Rolling Stones saying.
Speaking of not getting what you want, Summit Academy would have wanted to win over Judgment Memorial. They didn't get that either. The Bulldogs, 68-41. Taya Sidbury, 23 points, 11 rebounds. Abby Storm, 17 points, 5 threes in the win for the Bulldogs.
It's funny. It's a double dip time for the Carbon Dinos.
Oh!
Because they got South Sevier this week, too. If you're going to beat Richfield, if you're going to beat Emory, you might as well beat the Rams while you're at it. 45-42 win for my girls down in Carbon County. McKenna Blank led that night, 11 points. Jordan Bianco had 9. Sacamano had an off night with just 8, but didn't matter. Coach Ted Bianco and the Dinos 2-0 this week. Just so proud of them. 45-42 win over South Sevier. Any others?
I'll throw one more in there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm probably going to regret I did this just because I have no idea how to pronounce these names. So give me some patience here. White Horse, 72-55, a win over Green River. But it was Bahazoni Philfred with 29 points and Daan Philfred with 21 points. Big nights for White Horse in the win. Abigail Irwin had 23 points in the loss.
Outstanding. We have a lot of other teams that are staying unbeaten in region. Got our eye on you as well. But hit us up, let us know. But before we go, the closing statement brought to you by Heidemann & Associates. We're going through our top 5s. And this week, we turn to our top 5 gyms. Now, this goes into gyms, atmosphere. Lots of things go into this one.
Yeah. I mean, the building in and of itself, right?
Okay.
The atmosphere, the fans. These were all things I took into account when doing my top 5 gyms.
I just went whoever treated me better. So
I can't be bought.
Everyone's got a price.
can't.
With the $1
Brownies
million
and
man,
cookies.
the $1 million man, Ted DiBiase taught me a long time ago. Everyone's got a price. All right, we'll
Okay.
start with yours.
All right, we going 6A, 5A, or are we going
Let's
with
go
the
6A, 5A first.
All right, 6A, 5A first. So I've got a few honorable mentions, all right? Because
Okay.
I really struggled to get to 5, all right? There are very few gyms, Dusty, that have in fact, do you know how many gyms have a football championship banner from 1944 hanging in their rafters?
Well, only 2, because it was
2.
AB.
Yeah. Cypress is one of them. I'll tell you, I had a chance to go to the Cypress gym this year. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love the Cypress gym. It's cool to sit behind the backboard. Very, very unique. Olympus, Weber, Skyridge, all my honorable mentions. Now into the top 5. All right. Number 5, the Bountiful Braves. I love that gym.
Yeah.
It's huge, it's ginormous, and it gets loud. And when you get good crowds in there, rivalries.
And we've not
oh my
shared
goodness.
these with each other either. I have no idea what you have on here. Yeah.
Am I going through all
No,
mine?
no,
Or are we
yeah,
going
go
back
through
and forth?
Actually, let's go back and forth.
All right. So there's my number
Vince,
5,
yeah?
Bountiful High School.
Well, all right, so my number 5, Fremont.
Okay.
People treat us terrific. It's
They
always
do.
good.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
basketball, especially the last 3 years. But
Yeah.
Fremont, even over the years, has been terrific. It's number 5, the Fremont Silver Wolves.
Yeah.
I don't have any honorable mentions.
Number 4 for me, the Fremont Silver Wolves. Dusty, milk and cookies. You can't turn that down. Plus, you think of all the highlights we've had there. Dallin Rogers, Saxton Moore. I mean, it's been a long time. And right now,
Dallin
girls
Hall.
basketball. Yeah, sorry, I said Dallin Morgan. I don't know where that came. Dallin Hall. I got you, Dallin. But the student sections there are always great. They show up for girls, too. Really fun atmosphere at Fremont night in, night out.
I have Bountiful 4, so I'll go to my number 3, Olympus. There ain't nothing better than an old Titan triple. Old gym and new gym.
All right.
I love them both.
Yeah. Oh, man, that old gym. That's a good one. Number 3 for me, Dusty, Lone Peak. That thing gets rowdy. And I had a chance with Skyridge this week. Now, I know that's a rival, but it's not really a built-up rivalry like the PG. It was still loud. It was still ruckus. You still had the stand shake in Lone Peak number 3.
Okay. I just gave you my number 3. So number 2, I know this is probably your number 1, Layton. Layton. You get a good game, especially Davis. Layton is awesome. Now, one thing I'm so proud of, we didn't have the band sitting in our ear to our right, but other than that, love going to Layton High School. I don't know if they're going to rebuild a new gym or anything else like that. I don't want them to. It's terrific.
Yeah, my number 2, Dusty, is Pleasant Grove. And you look at PG, Valhalla.
Yeah.
Man, it is big, but they fill it. And especially for rivalry games, there are not many gyms that get louder than Pleasant Grove. It's lit beautifully. The lighting's right. The angles are right.
color
The
scheme's
floor is
beautiful.
nice. Pleasant Grove, number 2.
Yeah, that's a good one. And
I guess that's your number 1.
well, when I had to do 5A, 6A, I had to omit some, and that was a hard one. Thanks, Vince. No, my number 1, because I got a lot of memories in this gym, Lone Peak.
All right.
Frank Jackson down the lane against Lehigh. I want to. Was one of my favorite highlights ever. And now that goes in also the 2013 year. I did the game there, but I go all the way back to Tyler Haas and Rios and Bracken Funk. Hopefully Bracken's watching this. Josh Sharp and team. A lot of good memories there, all the way up and even to last year. You know, it's been spectacular. So number 1, the Lone Peak Knights for me.
You know, PG could have been an honorable mention for you.
I didn't want to do honorable mentions.
Well, some of us just try to be more inclusive. My number 1, the Waitin' Wancers. And you're right, they were my number 1, Dusty, and largely because whenever I go to Layton, it's for a rivalry game. And I'll tell you, there is not a more packed house than Layton High School when they play Davis. It's like a can of sardines. And for the first time, we did not have the band right next to us. We had fans instead, but just an unreal
Take
atmosphere.
that any
And
day
you know
of the
what I
week.
love about it is it's that old gym feel. It's not the big, expansive. It is brick walls right behind the backboard. You get, one lit side. I mean, it's just unreal. And I love the Layton High School gym, number 1.
A lot of the old ones I love too. So,
Yeah.
all right, now let's go to the ones outside of 5A, 6A.
Yeah.
We call them the rest. I'll start. Number 5. It won't shock anybody. Emory. The Emory gym. If you haven't been to the Emory gym, this thing is, it's gorgeous. One side is the stadium seating, the rest are benches.
Yeah.
But here's what I love about it. They built a gym and they built it right. They didn't do the backboards with the poles running in the middle and play. They actually have the roll-in standards.
wow.
Spectacular. Absolutely. And not only that, my grandma's got she's got a brick there. Grandma Coletti lived in Castledale, and they built a new gym. She bought a brick. So it says Linnell de Coletti in there. Someone can send us a picture of that, and I'll maybe make me talk good things about Emory. But Emory coming at number 5.
It's the first time Emory has ever made a ranking of Dusty's. Congratulations, Dusty. This is real progress. Hey, I'm not going to let you skip over my honorable mentions. I got 2 of them for you. I got the Skyview Bobcats. That's a really cool gym. It's a little bit older, but it's a really cool gym. Skyview, love it. And Ogden. Ogden's High School is a really cool gym. The old structure, and I mean, it's
the high school itself is awesome.
The high school is awesome. The gym, really fun. They didn't build it too big. It's just the right size for Ogden High. I love Ogden High. All right, my number 5. You know, I remember back in the day when we started this, there were very few schools that were doing video presentations. You want to know one of the schools that was? Layton Christian.
Yeah.
Number 5 for me is the Layton Christian gym. Very few gyms have padded seats. Layton Christian does. They want you to make sure you enjoy the basketball and you're comfortable while doing so.
BJ Porter getting dunks at that place was amazing. That place was bonkers.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. That was Layton Christian versus American Heritage. All right, number 4, Dixie. Dixie Flyers, mostly because I've seen it all on videos. I wanted to put Burns Arena, but that doesn't work.
I wanted to put Burns too.
But Dixie, it's one of the older ones as well. It's not like Snow Canyon or any of the other ones, but a lot of great history at Dixie High School basketball.
You want natural light when you watch basketball? Then go to my number 4, American Heritage. I saw a video of this gym and I was like, oh my goodness, it feels like you're in a plaza. It's glass like 3/4 of the way around the stadium. Brand new. I've never been inside. I've just seen pictures and videos. Yes, please. American Heritage, number 4.
Number 3, Geno Morgan Court, Wasatch Academy. It's loud. It's well lit.
Yeah.
And packed house. You don't have to have a lot of people in there. It's loud. It's great. Love Geno Morgan Court.
It's a good one. Good one. My number 3, Dusty, you know, there are very few floors that have the confidence to put plaid in the center circle. Ben Lomond does. And by the way, while you're at it, we're going to have a picture of a Scotsman on the floor. Look, I went to Utah State. I love a good Scotsman. Ben Lomond, number 3.
Milking cows? I don't understand. Sorry. Shouldn't have done that. Number 2 for me, and I brought up this gym before because one of my favorite memories was in this gym, the Delta Wabbits. Delta's gym is a mini Delta Center, all stadium seating. It was built for, not basketball, but for the wrestling program. And it is awesome. I mean, it's a roll-in standard kind of thing as well, but you got seats all over the place. It's got levels to it. We've got to get down there somehow, some way, and do it. Maybe we'll do a wrestling match. But 2001, I was part of the wrestling team that snapped the winning streak. It's great. That's number 2, Delta. It is awesome.
That gym was probably even better that night. My number 2, Judge Memorial.
Yes.
You get the old lift up, right? And you got seating behind one of the backboards. You just don't see that anymore. Really, really cool. You also have a really dangerous pole behind one of the backboards. We won't go into that, but the Judge Memorial Gym, really cool.
Or the little catwalk thing to get up to shoot from the little crow's nest.
I luckily didn't have to walk on that.
Yeah, did it once.
Yeah.
Vince Francis and I did that one a couple years back. Number 1, you know where I'm going. Carbon. The Dinos. The first gym in the state that had the track around the gym.
The oil patch.
First of all, coal. Thank you very much.
Dinosaurs turn into oil.
And coal. Yeah. Old Carbon gym. Get the track that goes around the top. It was one of the first ones to do it. It is my home. I will always pick my gym. I'll even take the old gym over some of these other ones. But Carbon.
All right, my number 1, Dusty. In fact, this is my favorite gym in the entire state. I like it even better than Layton High School. Wasatch Academy. Yeah. I mean, I will tell you, and people might roll their eyes, make the trip to Wasatch Academy and go to a game. I don't care who they're playing. This is not a huge gym, Dusty. You have a couple hundred people in there, and it feels like there are 5,000. It is loud. It's old wood plank. It's a great floor. The setup is beautiful. The lighting, you already talked about it. It is a fun gym. You walk in, and you have Geno Morgan right there. You've got locker rooms that are under the bleachers.
State championships there.
I mean, it is fantastic. You look at the building from the outside, and you're like, oh, that's 1960s. And you walk in, and it is phenomenal. Yeah. I love the Wasatch Academy gym, my favorite gym in the entire state.
The only state championship in North St. Pete history is the boys basketball championship, and it's in the trophy case when you walk into Geno Morgan Court.
Yeah, there you go. Wasatch Academy.
Off campus.
Make the trip, folks. It is worth it.
It is well worth it as well. Well, gyms we're missing, we know. We only talked about 15 of them, 16 of them. I think we had a mix of a lot of them. Dane is, he got a couple in there too.
I try to be inclusive.
But hit us up on Twitter. Let us know the gyms that we're missing on here as well. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching Deseret News Rewind, presented by Heidemann Associates and brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard.